Students, this week you should be working on Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is a critical chapter. It is the foundation of the remaining chapters in the course. If you had difficulty with Chapter 6, it's not a big deal. Chapter 7 is a standalone chapter because in Chapter 6 you learn how to work with discrete variables, whereas in this chapter you're going to be working with continuous variables, and you're going to learn about the bell-shaped curves and normal probabilities. Chapter 7 consists only of two sections, 1 and 2, and then followed by Chapter 8, one section next week. So together with Chapter 7 and Section 8.1, you have a good 2 weeks to grasp the concepts of this chapter. I cannot emphasize how important it is to grasp the concepts of this chapter. If you don't, you will not be able to proceed in the remaining chapters. It's not a difficult chapter, it's very easy. You will be allowed to use the StatCrunch and the TI-84 in this chapter to find probabilities. And actually, what I would like to start with my page in Moodle under week 6 and watch, guys. So that's chapter 7. I put an introduction to this chapter right there, as you can see, with some examples about what you're going to do in section 7.1. And then I demoed how in some videos I demonstrated section 7.1, and then in the next video I show you how to use a calculator, how to use the table to find normal probabilities, and also how to use the StatCrunch. And actually the last two videos that you see at the bottom there pertain to section 8.1. I will be monitoring your progress this week. It's very, very important chapter. I want to make sure that everyone is on board of this chapter. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to me. I might putting in some more videos for this chapter to support you and make sure that you really have a great grasp of this chapter. And once you pick up and what to do to find those probabilities, you're gonna see this chapter will be very, very easy to master and to learn. Your next test is going to be chapter 7, section 8.1, and chapter 9, and probably over 50% of the question are going to come from chapter 7 and section 8.1. So you really need to grasp this chapter so then you can be ready for chapter 9 and then chapter 10, which is the other most important chapter in the entire textbook, which is chapter 10. And usually the final exam will mainly cover questions from chapter 7, section 8.1 and chapter 10. So these two chapters are critical, guys. Please take them seriously. Don't wait until Sunday, the last day, to try, to learn the materials. You won't be able to do that. That's why I'm giving you enough time to learn a little bit each week. All right, so I'll be following this up with more messages and more videos during this week.